Welcome back to the show. God's Love We Deliver is an organization providing medically tailored meals to people of diverse cultural as well as economic backgrounds. The meals are designed to make healthy eating easy as well as convenient at a time in which people need it the most. Now, joining us to share more details, we are pleased to have Director of Communications at God's Love We Deliver, Emmett Findley. And Emmett, good to have you. And when we talk about the work of really impacting people by making sure they have these meals. A lot of the work that you have is really driven by volunteers.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for having us. So God's Love We Deliver, volunteers really are the heart and soul of God's Love We Deliver. Just to go back to our meals, we know that good, healthy food can help people who are living with severe and chronic illness. It helps them manage their medications. It keeps them out of the hospital. It keeps them at home where they're happy and healthy. And volunteers are an integral part of making all of this happen. So we have a kitchen here in Soho in Manhattan. And from this kitchen, we cook over 10,000 meals a day with the help of those volunteers. And then we package them and deliver them all over the city. And this year we'll deliver over 2.6 million meals, thanks to those many hands and hearts of our volunteers and a small but dedicated staff and the whole community that helps support our work.
And when you talk about having these volunteers, we're still in the pandemic, and everybody's been talking about how people have really risen to the occasion to be able to help one another out during a time. What's it been like for your organization, given the fact that we've been in this pandemic and there were so many people who are dealing with this issue of food insecurity all across New York City?
Yeah, I mean, we are so fortunate to have always had an extraordinarily dependable, generous volunteer base of hundreds and hundreds of people a week and thousands of people a year. During the pandemic, things have shifted for people, right? People who could come weekly needed to stay home. People who all of a sudden had more free time were able to come in. So we've seen shifts in our volunteer numbers and our volunteer populations. And of course, those continue to change over time. But we really feel like we're an extremely fortunate organization to have the kind of support that we have. And COVID has really made it a very scary time for people. And our volunteers take that to heart. And they know that by showing up, they are helping prepare good, healthy, nutritious meals for people who really need it. And we're addressing food insecurity every single day. And it's not just food, right? To address food insecurity, it's the right nutrition. We are providing the right food for people when they're very, very sick. And that is key to the entire quality of life, social determinants of health, you name it. Good nutrition really is a key component to all of that.
Yeah. So for people who are out there right now saying, listen, I want to help. This sounds like a worthwhile thing that I want to participate in to try to impact the lives of other people. How do they go about volunteering and what's required of them?
Absolutely. So it's we try to keep it as easy as possible because we don't want to scare anybody away. So you can just head on to our website, which is glwd.org, godslovewedeliver.org. There's a quick and easy sign up through a portal. But once you've done that, you get to click through and pick the shift of your choice. So if you want to chop veggies or peel some onions maybe, or work in our bakery, you can do that. You can package meals into the bags for our clients. And if you really want to get out and see the city, you can come deliver, which is our most needed volunteer shift. We need people on the roads with our delivery drivers. We need people walking around the neighborhoods. All sorts of delivery opportunities are available because we are ringing over 1,200 doorbells a day, getting our meals to people. So if you've got an hour, 3 hours, any amount of time makes a huge difference in the lives of our clients.
How have those numbers shifted over the course of the past couple of years? You talk about 1,200 doorbells you're ringing a day, but what's it been like for you over the last couple of years? Has it been a dramatic increase?
Yeah. So when COVID hit, we experienced at the height of COVID, we experienced a 30% increase in demand. Prior to COVID, we were doing about 8,500 meals a day. And now we're at about 10,500 meals a day. I mean, and the numbers only continue to increase. This spring, we're actually about to deliver our 30 millionth meal. And it's nice to have that moment of sort of achievement in this, still this very dark time of a pandemic, but to know that all 30 million of those are individually tailored, medically tailored to the person who needs it and home delivered right to their door, made with love by a volunteer. it brings it all full circle to making for a really great volunteer opportunity for everyone and a huge impact for the city.
And what are the impacts of having, because we talk about medically tailored meals and they are tailored specific, of course, but what are the impacts for the individual that actually receives a medically tailored meal in their own life?
Right. So it can be everything from it reduces hospitalization rates because if you're well nourished at home, you're less likely to go into the hospital, right? And so if you're at home, you're happier, you're most likely healthier. You've got the support of whoever's at home with you, and it lowers healthcare costs because you're not going into the hospital. It's a real win for the entire ecosystem, I think, of people who need care, people who give care, the healthcare system in general. But really, I mean, at the end of the day, it means that people are well nourished at home. They get that care of the community, even if the delivery person is the only person they see that day or sometimes that week. That is a hi and hello that they look forward to, and a meal, many meals for the week, that really strengthen and provide nourishment, but also delicious, appetizing food that our clients can really enjoy and count on. Our clients know that we'll be there no matter what.
Yeah. So, as the volunteers are out there, you're out there in the street, you're meeting people. Talk to us about what it's like on the other side to be a recipient of that. What have you heard from the clients that you've been serving? Because, as you said, it's a tremendous impact, but it also eases the burden for so many people who really, because some can't get outside and some are, as you mentioned, medically challenged.
Yeah, I mean, we serve over, we're going to serve over 10,000 people this year, which is an enormous number of people. And that includes our clients who are living with severe illness, and then their children and their senior caregivers, because we understand that if you're sick and you can't care for yourself, there are other people in the home that will need help as well. So we provide meals for children and senior caregivers. And our clients come from all sorts of backgrounds, and all sorts of different needs. 20% of our clients live with not one diagnosis, but 4 or more. So they might be living with HIV and cancer and severe diabetes and something else. And so our meals really need to make sure that they can address every single illness, all of their treatments, and their preferences. Our clients come from all backgrounds and all walks of life. We serve all 5 boroughs, regardless of age, regardless of socioeconomic status and income. We're here to make sure that people who are very, very sick can get the care that they need. And so if anybody's out there who's watching this, who is themselves ill and having difficulty shopping or cooking for themselves, or if they have a loved one who's in that position, please give us a call. We're here to help, and we'll deliver.
Yeah, 1,200 meals a day. You're going all across New York City. That's I mean, a pretty long stretch when we talk about New York City, and you got many people out there doing deliveries, and not just deliveries, but really bringing smiles and love to people's faces. And so, continue the great work that you're doing, and we're glad to have you here on the show.
Thank you so much. And we hope that everybody can either come on by or give us a ring or check out our website or Instagram. We're doing really wonderful work, and it's because of all of our community.
That you are doing, and I'm going to give people the website right now. If you want more information, you can reach them on glwd.org, and then also follow them on Twitter and Instagram at God's Love NYC. And there you can find out about volunteers, the lives that are being impacted, the 1,200 meals that are going out a day. And Emmett, congratulations to you and your organization for really putting a spark in the lives of people who really need it the most. Thank you much for being with us.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, we want to thank Emmett Findley from God's Love We Deliver. And guess what? We're going to deliver you more open coming up right after this.